Randomly, that crossbow guy can choose to spot you for no reason. Most of the time when you stealth kill this guy, he never sees you, but this time he chooses to spot you. It's so fucking dumb. Okay, this isn't practical. I don't have the weaponry to do this. I mean, I just really do not understand the placement of this guy, and also, you can't even take out the Molotov guy stealthily because he always sees you, and you can't even go inside of a building through a window and then go out another window to get behind the Molotov guy without the crossbow guy seeing you because they will not let you get inside of that building. So what you saw me doing with just trying to use my pistol at a distance to kill this crossbow guy, I did it because the stealth on this section might seem good, but it's not. It's only really practical if you have a rifle. If I have to resort to this kind of method, at this kind of baseline, at this kind of level where I'm not allowed to use the merchant, and this game is glamorizing the whole idea of no merchant, can you really call this a stealth sequence if you can't even get the sniper rifle in the world? That's why this is not a true stealth sequence, because it doesn't apply to any kind of scenario where you're not using the merchant. So like that window right there, you could theoretically go through this window, sneak through, and then get out the other window right over there, so that you can take out the Molotov guy, disable the turret, and then take out that crossbow guy, and then take out that crossbow guy. But you can't mantle through that window. When they were designing this building and they were trying to replicate it from the original version of Resident Evil 4, were they that fucking dense as to not put in a mantle detection prompt to allow you to get inside and flank the enemy so that you can be creative in your approach with the stealth sequence? New Capcom truly hates stealth. They really do. Did I hit an invisible barrier? What is wrong with this building? Why are there invisible barriers on every corner of this building? What a dumb sequence. Again, look at this. Do you have any idea how simple this would be, the program? You can clearly see this leads back to that window that I discussed earlier. I could have taken out that stun rod guy, taken out this guy, and hope I don't get spotted by him, because I don't know why he's there, and I don't know why Leon has to pull himself out of cover to stealth kill the guy, to get randomly seen by this guy. But doing that, I could have then snuck through this window here, jump through this window, taken out the Molotov guy, removed the turret, gone back through this window, back there, up the stairs, and I could have just taken out that guy stealthily. Is that so hard to do? All they had to do was just make you mantle through this window here and make this a playable area. But instead, I'm having to shoot the Molotov in the guy's hand and hope he dies, and this time he didn't. I was trying to shoot him. I was getting fucked by invisible barriers on each corner of this building right over here. Then after he's dead, I have to then take out the crossbow guy using the third-person cover trick. And when he's dead, all major threats are neutralized in this part. Is that really practical? Is that really stealth-like? Is that really what a trained agent like Leon would do? Is that what any normal human being would do, for that matter? All of this could have made so much more sense as a stealth sequence if they just let you mantle through this fucking window. But they were too lazy to do even that. They can't even do something as simple as program mantle detection through this window here. They can't even do that because they don't believe in stealth properly. They had a much better stealth system in Revelations 2. Although really the stealth system in Revelations 2 doesn't even matter. They had more common sense with the way they handled the stealth in Revelations 2. Any fucking developer, any rookie developer, would have taken one look at this section and thought, hey, the player could just mantle through that window there, come out over here and just take out the guy, disable the turret, and just kill that crossbow guy. But no, new Capcom is acting like they're doing stealth for the very first time in the Resident Evil series, yet they did stealth with Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 2 Remake when you were bypassing the lickers. I mean, even though it wasn't really a stealth system per se, it was just a blind enemy, but you were still using a combat framework, just moving very slowly. The same case with Resident Evil 5. Then Resident Evil 6 had a stealth system, although again, it wasn't really a stealth system, you were just using combat executions as stealth kill animations, and just making sure the enemies didn't see you. And also when you were playing as Ada, you could use the crossbow to kill enemies. But even then, the parameters for stealth were there for Resident Evil 6. And they had so much more sense than the developers in Resident Evil 4 Remake. Revelations 2 is really the first Resident Evil game to have a true stealth system. The stealth was reliable in a lot of situations in Revelations 2. And when you were using the loading doors to serve as a substitute to a last known position mechanic, you could go back into an area, deal with any enemies that might have seen you in combat, or deal with any situations that looks like you can do stealthily, but you actually can't. Because there were sequences like that in Revelations 2, but at least you had better placements of the enemies overall in the stealth sequences, I would say, in Revelations 2. And that's really it. That's really it for stealth in the Resident Evil series. But they had a much better framework established with Revelations 2 than with this game. I seriously do not get it. And at least if this sequence was in Revelations 2, the developers would have at least had the common sense to put in fucking mantle detection right there. This is beyond amateurish. This is beyond rookie mistakes. They can't even comprehend their own section designs properly. They have it right here. It's staring them right in the fucking face. It's right under their fucking noses. And yet common sense escaped them when not putting in mantle detection to do this section in pure stealth. So fucking retarded. That was not what I wanted to do, game. Once again, the automatic mantling system fucks me. Has to be so sporadic in its detection. And every time it's sporadic in its detection, and you just automatically do the mantle system, every single time I've done it, without my intention, I get fucked by the game. And once again, why can't you turn this mechanic off? When every time it's occurred without my intention, it has fucked me every fucking time. I really hate how you can't just hold X to mantle. Like, why can't I just prematurely hold X, and then when I approach a mantle point, he automatically mantles, just like Evil Within? It's a much better system compared to just the automatic mantling system that is so sporadic in its detection and triggers whenever it wants to. And because it does this, you can get fucked by this mechanic anytime it so pleases. Is that so fucking hard to program? Jesus fucking Christ. Not only am I having to deal with the focus reticle system, I have to deal with the collision on this badly textured building that isn't one-to-one with the way the actual hitbox is. And I'm also having to deal with how crappy the stealth is on this part, forcing me to rely upon this kind of awkward methodology to get rid of the enemies and ensure that I get through this without calling in reinforcements. It's so fucking dumb. That time he chose to die. I don't know why this randomization of the enemy HP from Resident Evil 1 Remake has any presence in this game, when it's going to fuck with core mechanics like that. You shoot a Molotov in a guy's hand, he should always die. You shoot dynamite in a guy's hand, he should always die. But this randomization system on the enemy HP, it's just an artificial design that makes logical mechanics awkward to use. You cannot trust any of the mechanics in this game, because the developers just want to make every single aspect of this game fucking awkward and untrustworthy, all leading to a completely broken experience. Of course, it's just fucking treasure. Exploration is just so terrible in this game. Is there anything in terms of weaponry? Like, why do they value treasure so much? I don't understand. And they screwed off. God, the scripting is so fucking weird in this section.
A rocket launcher?
So what happens if I just jump down here? And of course, I get a fucking combat execution. And apparently I'm back in the stealth profile. Okay. Where the fuck did these guys come from? And did all these guys just leash back to this barrel? Jesus, the fucking scripting is awful! Oh, and the way they place the enemies, they put too many of them, forcing me to rely upon exploits. And apparently, when I moved forward, a bunch of arbitrary spawns occurred, so enemies spawned out of the blue. Then the previous enemies leashed back to that barrel, allowing me to get rid of them. So that's probably what the developers are expecting you to do. They're probably expecting you to use leashing to your advantage, to draw the enemies back over to that barrel, shoot the barrel, and you're through. Like, now they're even acknowledging! They're even acknowledging that they did a shit job with programming! And they're using those holes as intended strategies for the player. Great fucking job, new Capcom! Exactly what I'm expecting from a AAA developer that actually values its programmers. Now you're expecting us to dissect the game and wear those exploits and holes like medals that you're meant to earn and understand. Worst development team in gaming history by far. God damn it, every time with this long range attack cancelling out this running animation. Why did he turn in that direction? Jesus, the pathfinding on the enemies when they're going on their normal stealth routes is fucked. They're so fucking drunk, and they end up spotting you in the process. They can't even do something as simple as program a stealth path for an enemy to take. Oh god. Why are they so fucking stupid? Look at how fucking terrible the hit detection is on that weak spot. There is no fucking way he should be able to resist the shotgun blast to the weak spot. The fucking hit detection is terrible. That shotgun blast should have punctured through the skin and hit the weak spot, because there's barely any skin covering the weak spot. But no, the hit detection is terrible. It makes no fucking sense.
Shit, again?
Leon, what the fuck were you doing? I was holding the aim button to readjust Leon, and he would not be readjusted. He was not turning. He was stuck facing the console for some reason.
Shit, again?
Almost got fucked by Leon, because again, he had that same issue where he was staring at the console, he would not turn, and as soon as he did, for some reason, he was not aiming towards the reticle, he was aiming, like, off-center from the reticle. What is up with that?